We do have some breaking news now. President Trump has just issued a national security proclamation that restricts the ability of foreign nationals from certain countries from entering the U.S. The order applies to 12 countries, including Afghanistan, Haiti, Iran, and Somalia. People from 7 countries will have a partial restriction. The president cited national security concerns. For more on this, let's bring in constitutional law professor James Sample.
Listen, this is what has me nervous. I know this isn't along the lines of that, but this is what's been playing in my mind. You know what I mean? I'm nervous to go out the country. Because imagine going out the country and not being able to be let back in because you got to go through this strenuous process to make sure you're supposed to be here. Like, all my trips are in the country for the next, I don't know how long.
Thanks so much for joining us, James.
We did see a similar move in the first term, and the courts sort of reined it in, and then it got refined a little bit more, and then they reined it in again, and it got refined a little bit more to the point where it was ultimately deemed constitutionally acceptable. You know, that was often referred to because of the terminology in that particular instance that had been used in the campaign as a Muslim ban, and then it was by broadening it out to countries that weren't necessarily as easily identified by a particular ethnic or religious faith to other countries, that ended up being a deal, making it more amenable to constitutional scrutiny. In this particular instance, obviously, in the wake of some national security instances, and particularly I think that the White House proclamation here ties this to the incident in Boulder. This is a broader scope and not necessarily targeted at any one particular ethnicity, but there are countries. The president has broad authority over national security matters. The president has broad authority over immigration matters. But as we have seen in other contexts, whether it's Tren de Aragua and Venezuelan immigrants, there will still need to be some vetting of this on a constitutional level, and broad authority doesn't mean plenary unchecked power. I don't think there's any question at all that it will be challenged. On my first blush, and this is only breaking in the last 30 minutes or so, this looks like it will be more likely to stand up than the initial Muslim ban certainly was to challenge. But I think that in this day and age, I mean, particularly with the aggressiveness of the Trump administration in the first now 140 days or so, the overreach and then having to get pulled back has become a theme, a common theme really across the spectrum of topics when it comes to the Constitution and comes to the relationship between the presidential power and the Constitution being checked by the courts.